Dear students, today let us discuss about governors and viceroys from 1757 to 1947. And before we begin our discussion, let us understand two important concepts: colonialism and imperialism. The first period of British rule in India is referred to as colonialism. Uh, Between 1600 to 1757, it is a period of maintaining and acquiring colonies for economic benefit. During this period, the very objective of Britishers was not to politically control India but have trade relation with India, and aim of that trade relation is to have more profit. That particular role, no, we generally refer as colonialism. And 1757 to 1947 period can be referred as imperialism. That is a period where they started their political control along with economic control. So imperialism is nothing but it is a policy of maintaining and acquiring colonies for economic and political benefit. Started with Battle of Plassey, and from Battle of Plassey to 1947, and that period is referred as imperialism. And when you talk about governors and viceroys, and we need to categorize them into three categories. Beginning, they were referred as governor, governor of Bengal. Later on, they were referred as these officers were referred as governor generals. Next, they have been referred as viceroys. Let us look at some of the important governors and governor generals and viceroys from 1757 to 1947 for a period of 190 years. We are just precisely looking at their important contributions, the important developments which took place in during their period. We're not discussing in detail, precisely we try to understand. Let us begin with Robert Clive. He was governor of Bengal from 1757 to 67, and again from 1765 to 67, second time he became governor general, and he started a dual government in Bengal in 1765. He forbade the servants of the company from indulging in private trade and made payment of internal duties obligatory. He established Society of Trade in 1765 with monopoly of trade in salt, bitter nut and tobacco. However, this was abolished in 1767. Next we have Warren Hastings from 1770 to 85. He introduced quinquennial, that is a sort of 5-year settlement of land revenue in 1772, farming out lands to the highest bidder. Later on, he reversed to annual settlement on the basis of open auction to the highest bidder. He made the appointment of collectors and other revenue officials. He codified Hindu and Muslim laws. And trial of Nandakumar and a judicial murder was held in 1775 during his period. And he led the foundation of Asiatic Society of Bengal with the help of Sir William Jones in 1784. Dual government, which was started by Robert Clive, was abolished by Warren Hastings in 1772. In 1776, Manu's law was translated into English Code of Gentoo Laws. In 1791, William Jones and Colebrook prepared Digest of Hindu Laws. Patwai E. Alamgiri was also translated. Next, we have Lord Cornwallis from 1786 to 1793. He set up courts at different levels and separation of revenue administration from judicial administration in order to reform the judiciary. He introduced Cornwallis Code based on the principle of separation of powers in 1793. Superintendent of police was made the head of district police, which is continued till today. We call them as an IPS officer at the head of the district. A 10-year settlement was concluded with the Jamindas in 1790, which was made permanent in 1793, which came to be known as permanent settlement. Next, we have Lord Wellesley. Lord Wellesley period is from 1793 to 1798. He was described himself as Bengal tiger. Created Madras Presidency after the annexation of the kingdoms of Tanjore and Carnatic. He introduced doctrine of subsidiary alliance in 1798. Next, we have he during his period, Treaty of Bassein was signed with Peshwas and fought Anglo-Maratha War during 1803 to 1805. Lord Lake captured Delhi and Agra in 1803, and the Mughal emperor was put under Company's protection. Next, we have Lord Minto from 1807 to 1813. Signed Treaty of Amritsar in 1809 between Ranjit Singh and England. Sent in 1808 mission of Malcolm to Persia and that of Elphinstone to Kabul. Next, we have Lord Hastings. He was made Marquis of Hastings due to his success in the Gorkha War of the Anglo-Nepalese War. He signed Treaty of Sagoli after defeating Gorkha leader Amar Singh. Next, we have Lord Hastings continued. Abolished Peshwaship and annexed his territories in the Bombay Presidency after Third Anglo-Maratha War in 1818. Pindari War was happened during his period. He introduced Rothwar settlement in Madras Presidency by Governor Thomas Munro. Next, we have Lord Amrest. He received by the Mughal Emperor Akbar II on terms of equality in 1827. He signed a Treaty of Andbo in 1826 with Lower Burma of Pegu, by which British merchants were allowed to settle on southern coast of Burma and Rangoon. Next, we have Lord William Bentinck. He was the first Governor General of India by Government of India Act of 1833. Here is an important point to notice. From 1757 to 1833, we have Governor of Bengal. That designation has been given to the British officials. From 1833 Government of India Act onwards, the Governor of Bengal designation has been cancelled and it was replaced by Governor General. And the first Governor General is Lord William Bentinck. He was known as Benevolent Governor General. He banned practice of sati in 1829 and Rajaram Mohan Rai played a vital role in this particular act. He defined the aims of objectives of educational policy of the British government, appointed Lord Macaulay the President of the Committee of Public Instructions. He banned female infanticide, created the province of Agra in 1834, the regulation of 1833 and land revenue settlement by Martin Bird, who was also called as father of land revenue settlement in the north. Use of field maps and field registers were prescribed for the first time. Next, we have Sir Charles Metcalfe. He abolished restriction on press. He was called liberator of press. Next, we have Lord Auckland. Tripartite treaty was signed between Company, Ranjit Singh and Shah Shuja. Mandavi state was annexed in 1839. Next, we have Lord Ellenborough. Annexation of Sindh to British Empire. Charles Napier was replaced by Major Outram as the resident in the Sindh. Next, we have Lord Dalhousie from 1849 to 1856. He introduced the policy of doctrine of lapse, introduced introduced Wood's dispatch known as Magna Carta of English Education in India prepared by Charles Wood. Development of railways which led the first railway line 1853 from Bombay to Thane, gave great impetus to post and telegraph, organized separate public works department. Simla was made summer capital and army headquarters. Hindu Widow Remarriage Act was passed in 1856. He annexed Awadh in 1856. Next, we have Lord Canning from 1856 to 62. Queen Victoria's proclamation and passing of India Act of 1858. Doctrine of lapse was officially withdrawn in 1859. Foundation of the universities at Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras in 1857. Next, we have Indigo Revolt in Bengal in 1859 to 1860. Bahadur Shah was sent to Rangoon. Suppressed Wahhabi movement. This is Lord Elgin from 1862 to 63. Sir John Lawrence followed a policy of rigid non-interference in Afghanistan called policy of masterly inactivity. Set up high courts at Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras. Next, we have Lord Lytton passing of the Royal Title Act of 1876 and the assumption of the title Express of India Kaisari Hind by Queen Victoria. Holding of Delhi Darbar in 1877. Next, we have passing of Vernacular Press Act of 1878, passing of Arms Act of 1878, lowering of the maximum age from 21 to 19 years for the civil services examination, an attempt to prevent Indian from entering civil services. Appointment of the first famine commission under Sir Richard Starche. Policy of masterly inactivity towards Afghanistan was replaced by forward policy. Started statutory civil services. Next, we have Lord Ripon from 1880 to 1884. Passing of the Factory Act in 1881 for the welfare of child labor. Repeal of Vernacular Press Act 1882. Foundation for the Local Self-Government 1882. Holding a first decennial and regular census in 1881, which put the total population at 254 millions. Appointment of an education commission under Sir William Hunter. This is during the period of Lord Ripon. Famine Code in 1883, and he usually said, "Judge me by my works and not by my words." Next, we have Lord Dufferin from 1884 to 1888. Commented on the Congress being a microscopic minority in 1888. Next, we have Lord Lansdowne passed the Age Consent Act in 1891, which forbade marriage of girls below 12. Next, we have Lord Elgin II from 1894 to 99. Famine in part of Rajasthan. Lal Commission appointed to look into the cause of famine. Next, we have Lord Curzon. Creation of new province called Northwest Frontier Province. Appointment of Police Commission under the presidency of Sir Andrew Fraser to inquire into the Polish administration in 1902 to 1903. Appointment of Universities Commission of 1902 under Sir Thomas Raleigh and passing of Indian Universities Act in 1904. Creation of new Department of Commerce and Industry. Passing of Ancient Monuments Protection Act in 1904, which was followed by the foundation of Archaeological Survey of India. Appointed MacDonnell Commission Famine in 1900. Appointment of Moncrieff Commission on Irrigation in 1902. His biography has been written by Ronald Say, The Life of Lord Curzon. Next, we have Lord Minto. S.P. Sinha was appointed as a member of Governor General Council. Next, we have Lord Hardinge. Coronation Darbar in 1911 at Delhi in the honor of George V. That is the year when the capital of India was shifted from Kolkata to Delhi. A separate state of Bihar and Orissa was created in 1911. A bomb was thrown on his carriage at Chandni Chowk in Delhi in 1912 while he was entering capital. Next, we have Lord Chelmsford, foundation of Women University at Pune in 1916. Hunter Committee was constituted on Punjab wrongs. Chambers of Princes was established in 1921. Next, we have Lord Reading. Beginning of Indianization of the officers' cadre of Indian Army. A railway budget was separated from general budget in 1921. Skene Committee or Indian Sandhurst Committee on Army Reforms was appointed in 1925. Next, we have Lord Reading from 1921 to 1926. Lee Commission of Public Services in 1924 and report was submitted in 1924. Young Hilton Committee on Currency in 1926. Next, we have Lord Irwin, popularly known as Christian Viceroy. Appointment of Indian States Commission under Harcourt Butler in 1927. Deepavali declaration that India would be granted dominion status in due course. Next, we have Sarda Act was passed in 1929. Marriages of girls below 14 and below 18 years of age was prohibited. Next, we have Lord Wellington, Communal Award in August 1932. Third Roundtable Conference in 1932. White Paper on Political Reforms in India was published in 1933. Next, we have Lord Wellington. Burma and Aden were separated from British Empire in 1935. Orissa, Bihar, Sindh were made new states in 1935. Lord Linlithgow. October offer by the Viceroy in which he declared the dominion status as the ultimate goal of British policy in India. As its Haripura session, Congress declared Purna Swaraj ideal to cover native states and British India. Next, we have Lord Wavell. Wavell Plan and Simla Conference, Congress represented by Maulana Azad. The Royal Indian Navy Mutiny in 1946. The interim government was formed in September 2nd, 1946. The Prime Minister of Britain, Clement Attlee, announced independence of India. Next, we have Lord Mountbatten. Earlier proposed Plan Balkan, that is total dismemberment of the Indian territory, but soon left the idea. Made it clear to the princely states that they shall not be granted separate independence and they will have to join either India or Pakistan. His plan to make India free on August 15, 1947 is also known as 3rd June Plan. And this is about the important developments during the period of governors and viceroys in India from 1757 to 1947. Have a good time. Next, we'll meet with another.